You're listening to the Alty and Sale Sports Show.
Good morning and welcome to the 27th of January Alty and Sale Sports Show. My name is Kevin Thompson and coming up on this week's show. In the first half of the show, football report from Altrincham's midweek match against Worcester City and a post-match view of Altrincham's Nicky Clee. And then rugby, Sale's 6th National North 3 match against Morley, match report and the views of the Sales Director of Rugby, Brendon Thomas. In the second half of the show, we've got Squash League news from Division 1 of the North West Counties Squash League. The hockey report features Timperley's top of the match with Oxton, and news of Bowdon's new hockey signing from New Zealand, from Bowdon's keeper, Rob Turner. Extra Time sees the latest news from ice hockey with the Manchester Phoenix and the roundup from the action from the Manchester Badminton League. If you've got any sport news for the sports show and you want it to get on the show, here are the ways you can contact the show.
Contact the show by email altyandsalesport@gmail.com, Twitter @AltySport, Facebook Alty Sale Sport, telephone 07973 678 425.
Football report.
Welcome back to the Alty and Sale Sports Show. We start off this week's show with the football action from Altrincham's midweek match at the J. Davison Stadium against Worcester City. On a wet and cold night last Tuesday evening, Altrincham went into the match against Worcester. No win will put them back into the top 3 in the Skill Conference North table. Altrincham lined up with new signing Joe Mawoski on the right wing, with James Walshaw out with an injury and winger Nicky Clee serving his 1-match suspension. A poor first half saw a few chances, only Mawoski having 2 shots on goal for Altrincham, whilst Worcester captain Deeney had a left foot shot in the top half of the post on 27 minutes. The only chances in a miserable first half. Worcester, sensing that they'd come away with all the points, started his second half strongest. Addy shooting over from inside the penalty area 3 minutes into the restart. Altrincham captain Densmore, trying to show some urgency, hit a long shot from outside the area on 50 minutes, but then Moore hit a shot inches wide for Worcester on 52 minutes. Before Worcester took the lead on 56 minutes, a corner crossed by Nitty was headed past Colburn by Brown to put Worcester into the lead 1-0. Worcester went close again 10 minutes later, Moore hitting the shot just wide. This was a time for Altrincham manager to change his team, sending on James Moult, Scott Leder and James Lorry, and taking off Penny, Doughty and Mawazi for the last 15 minutes to try and get the points from the match. Nitty made it 2-0 for Worcester, hitting a right foot scorcher from the right side of the penalty area, giving Colburn no chance. James Lorry pulled the goal back for Altrincham with 10 minutes to play, but Worcester looked more like the team to go on and score a third goal rather than Altrincham getting an equaliser, with Nitty having a shot saved by Colburn in the last minute to give the final score Altrincham 1, Worcester City 2. After the match, I spoke to Altrincham's suspended winger Nicky Clee and got his view on the match.
Right, Nicky Clee here with me. He's suspended for tonight's game against Worcester City. Conditions tonight, Nicky, were pretty bad.
Yeah, it was horrendous really. It was gale force winds, rain, constant rain. It was just, it wasn't a good game for football tonight.
I know you've had 2 matches called off the last couple of weeks. Were the lads keen to get into it tonight?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we've had a few games off. I think lads were raring to go. They were good spirits before the game, warmed up well. The rain just came, the wind came. It was just horrendous out there tonight.
The pitch on your side of the pitch, on the left-hand side, it's a bit boggy up there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the same bit that happens all the time. Just down that side, there's like a big bog, and like I said, when it rains, it does get boggy down there, and it can become quite hard to play down there.
Can you sum up from the player when you want to go out there and get the 3 points to move up the table? And it looked like disjointed tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it, disjointed. We couldn't get going, we never got going, we didn't make 3 passes. I mean, for me it was frustrating to watch, but like I say, could I have done what on the pitch? I don't know, but like I say, it was just one of them horrible days, frustrating. We just couldn't get going at all.
Now back in January and February, you got some load of matches coming on Tuesday, Saturday. How do you take these matches on board now?
Well, like, we're just taking one at a time. Like, say, if we weren't playing Tuesdays, if we weren't playing, we'd be training Tuesdays. So we're fine with Saturday, Tuesday. I mean, last year, I think we did it at the end of the year. We had a lot of Saturday, Tuesdays. So, no, we'll take one game at a time, keep trying to get 3 points on the board, each one, and then see where we go from there.
Just before you go, Nicky, this is your one match suspension tonight. But your quick word on the Gainsborough match, 5-4, that was a bit of a fantastic match, wasn't it?
Well, fantastic for a neutral, yeah. It was like playing under 10s again. You go forward, you score, they go forward, they score. It was just one of them games. But we had a lot of clear-cut chances to win that, even with the defensive mistakes that we made. But yeah, it was just one of them games again. But we can't keep saying that.
So for yourself, you're back for a selection on Saturday?
Yeah, I've just had one match ban, which after 3 called off, I think, so it's taken longer than I thought. But yeah, back on Saturday, hopefully selected, and hopefully we'll put this right.
Okay, cheers, Nicky.
Altrincham were at home on Tuesday in the Cheshire Cup at the J. Davison Stadium against Stockport Sports, and go away in the lead next Saturday to Ednesford Town on Saturday. After the break, news on Sale Rugby's fortunes.
You're listening to the Alty and Sale Sports Show.
Having a party? Why not hold your celebration at Timperley Sports Club? Having a birthday, wedding or anniversary? We can cater for up to 100 guests with a late bar by agreement. Our function room is available for corporate business presentations and sports days. Included is the use of our sports outfield and floodlit five-a-side pitches. Contact Simon or Jane at Timperley Sports Club on 0161 980 4397. Celebrate your party at Timperley Sports Club.
Get your advert produced and broadcast on the weekly show. Starting rates from as little as £25 a week. Contact Kevin on 079 736 784 25.
Contact the show by email altyandsalesport@gmail.com, Twitter @AltySport, Facebook Alty Sale Sport. Telephone 07973 678 425. You're listening to the Alty and Sale Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Alty and Sale Sports Show of the 27th of January. Now it's time for a rugby report. We're starting off with Sale Rugby. They were back in the National North Free action at home on Haywood Road on Saturday against lowly Morley. Heavy rain had made the game in doubt, but the referee passed the pitch payable and the match went ahead. The pitch was heavy, with patches of water in several areas of the pitch. The heavy conditions suited Morley's style of play, who keep the ball in the pack with short passes coupled with tight defensive unit. The whole match was played within a 10-yard space either side of the halfway line, with very little chances created by either teams. The whole match saw 3 tries and 2 penalties in the whole match. The Morley forwards were constantly pushing to try and get a try in the first 10 minutes, but it was Sale who went into the lead through a Ben Mizadi and Liam McGovern conversion. A Chester penalty reply for Morley before the last play of the first half. Morley went into the lead. A try by Dadswell with Chester scoring conversion to make the half-time score Sale 7, Morley 10. Morley went close very early in the second half, and they're an up-and-down team this season, winning matches when expected to lose and losing matches when expected to win. And summed up today's match today, Morley coming to Sale, not really expecting to win, but looks like they're going to go away with a win. Morley increased their lead through a Chester penalty in the 6th-7 minute, with Sale trying to press forward to score. And with only 2 minutes left, an holding on was not given by the referee, and from only 18 yards from the post, Chester made sure the win for Morley isn't it straight over, to give a final score of Sale 7, Morley 16. After the match, I got Sale Director of Rugby, Brendon Thomas, to give his view on the match, and this is what he had to say.
Not a very good start to the year for Sale, Brendon.
I don't know, we got a win last time out, didn't we, against Waterloo away, but no, very disappointing today.
Before the match started today, it was a right heavy downpour, wasn't it? And the pitch looks heavy in places.
Yeah, I mean, the game was very much in doubt up until the last minute, really, to be honest with you. And the referee was keeping inspections on it throughout the game, really, but another referee might have called it off, but there you go.
Morley, a very tight defensive unit, aren't they?
Yeah, they defended fairly well today. They defended much better than they did when we played them up at their place earlier in the season, but I think it was more about us today than them, about our errors really, and not being able to look after the ball.
Looking back on it now, and that's just finished, what could you have done a bit different to get a couple of tries?
Well, we couldn't hold on to the ball. I mean, on a day like today, you know, it's very, very wet, muddy pitch. There's always going to be errors, but it's about limiting those errors as much as you can. It's about making the decisions with the ball, so you're not forcing yourself into, you know, vulnerable positions where you might get turned over. And those contact skills in attack, really, just everyone across the park being able to look after the ball on a wet and muddy day. You know, it's tough on days like today, but, you know, if you want to be a good team, you've got to be able to look after the ball, whether it's a dry day or a wet day.
Having one match on and then a week off, it's not helping at the moment, is it?
Yeah, no, it's swings and roundabouts, really. You know, it helps you with your injuries sometimes because it gives them another week off to get back. But no, it's a bit stop-start, and again we've got another week off before we go away to Worcester. I think we played 2 and have another week off, so yeah, it's very sporadic and difficult to get into a flow, but again, can't blame anything except for ourselves today, really.
Back end of the season now, Brendon, is it the team what gets a good run together and is consistent who will get up there in the top 2 places?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, we're now level on points with Stockport. We're just Huddersfield ahead of us. Obviously they've jumped ahead of us a little bit more now, so realistically it's probably a scrap for second place, really. And yeah, you know, it's about, as you say, consistency, but also it's just basic errors and finding a way to win games week in, week out. You know, we're not going to be able to win every game by 50 points like we have won a lot of our games this season. It's just about finding that way to win, really.
Okay, Brendon, thanks very much.
Rugby Report.
A big thank you to Brendon there to talk to us after the match. That result now leaves Sale in 3rd place, level on points with Stockport in the league. Other teams from the Sale area didn't have a good day on Saturday. Eton Moor 23, Trafford MV 14. Trafford MV missed a chance to go into 2nd place in the North Lancs Division 1, losing away at 3rd place Eton Moor by 23 points to 14 on Saturday. Eton Moor stronger pack, being more suited to the poor conditions better. A strong scrum and a clean catching line-out turned out to be the winning formula for the match for Eton Moor. That win now has taken Eton Moor clear into 2nd place on 51 points, with Trafford MV now on 40 points in 3rd place. Can on the bad news, Altrincham Kersal lost their match in the North 1 West League by 19 points to 0 over Broughton Park. Next on the Alty and Sale Sports Show, hopefully we get some good news from the squash. As Bowdon squash team carried on their unbeaten league record. Find out straight after this short break.
You're listening to the Alty and Sale Sports Show.
Having a party? Why not hold your celebration at Timperley Sports Club? Having a birthday, wedding or anniversary? We can cater for up to 100 guests with a late bar by agreement. Our function room is available for corporate business presentations and sports days. Included is the use of our sports outfield and floodlit five-a-side pitches. Contact Simon or Jane at Timperley Sports Club on 0161 980 4397. Celebrate your party at Timperley Sports Club.
Get your advert produced and broadcast on the weekly show. Starting rates from as little as £25 a week. Contact Kevin on 079 736 784 25.
Contact the show by email altyandsalesport@gmail.com, Twitter @altysport, Facebook Alty Sale Sport. Telephone 07973 678 425.
Squash Report.
Welcome back to the Alty and Sale Sports Show. Now, have we got any good news from the world of squash? Well, yes, we have, because Bowdon are still unbeaten in the North West Counties Division 1 League. Winning again last week, beating Fairways Lodge 20 points to 4, with all 5 team players winning their matches. Chris Longman had the longest match though. He won his match 3 games to 2 against Tom Dwyer, 11-8, 7-11, 11-9, 10-12 and 13-11. The win has helped Bowdon scratch their... That win has helped Bowdon stretch their lead at the top of the table to 55 points, after second place Grove Park lost unexpectedly at home to Wallington, 9 points to 14. Bowdon are now on 307 points, with Grove Park on 252. Bowdon go to Rochester